So what's done it for the team this year? Why are you so successful?
Oh, I think the boys just gelled together and they've wanted to play for each other, and they're playing with a lot of heart, and we knew it would be a campaign that we had a good chance, and if we made the most of our opportunities, and they've done that with having 3 home games and 1 travelling away, and they've really committed and played for each other.
What do you think's been the best performance overall for the whole game?
Yeah, it's probably tough to pinpoint one. I think we're growing better and better, but just a couple of those marks we achieved, like beating Canterbury and last week, even getting up against Tasman, showed a lot of courage in both those games. But it all started from game 1 against Otago, and then travelling to the West Coast, having a win with our away game, and I think it's hard to pinpoint one, but obviously it was good to beat Canterbury.
Obviously that gives you the psychological advantage over your opposition at the weekend.
Oh yeah, we expect another team to come down. Canterbury would have gone home and thought about things, and I'm sure they'll come back as tough as ever. And we just got to be prepared for it and concentrate on our game, and just kind of clean some things up that we need to clean up from last week's game, and just keep going forward.
You've been involved in the sport a long time down here. Has there been a better year for the sport in terms of the high-profile team?
Obviously, having media coverage and Road Safety Southland and other small sponsors come on board to help us get to where we are, and the boys, they're proud to wear the kits, and the travel was a lot easier, and playing at Rugby Park, and that all lifts the team and it lifts our game, and it good for the public to get out there and watch the final at Rugby Park. So we're looking forward to it, and hopefully it will continue and get some more development through in future years.
Did you rate the experiment of following a Stags game a success? Because there was a good crowd stayed on.
Yeah, well, obviously we were warming up when we heard the big cheer go up in the last minute there, and I had to kind of get the boys to refocus a bit once they heard the cheer. But great result for the Stags, and for us to continue afterwards and do that. It was a good night for those that stayed on and watched both games. I'm sure they would have been pleased with the evening's sporting event. Yeah.
So what's the depth like here you've had to choose from this season?
Yeah, we're fortunate this year. We have got we've had a couple of injuries throughout, and lucky enough the boys have hung in there. And I've said to them all year, we wanted a reasonable sized squad so that we can call upon players when they, others fall injured or whatever are unavailable, and we've been able to do that. And the replacements we've brought in from week to week have, they're showing just as much strength as the guys they're replacing. So we've been lucky enough for that, and reassessing after tonight's training and Thursday. We don't know yet. We can't finalise who's ins and outs, but I'm confident with the bench players that we got, we're going to fill those spots and be just as strong for it. So we're lucky like that.
And what aspect of the game do you think's improved over this last 12 months? Has the defence has been much better, or is the attack? Which area would you pinpoint? Yeah,
I think at the end of the day, we've just focused on and getting the basics right, and being defensively strong. The development depth hasn't been great here over the years, so it's. I like to focus on getting the basics and doing the basics right. Just all from playing the ball and slowing down the tackles, tackle technique, all those areas. There's some great players here that have the ability in both rugby and league to attack, and attacking comes quite naturally. But I think when you're defending, the codes similarly, you still got to be man on man. But there's we've got to learn to hold, slow play the ball down a lot more. Winning the ruck, quick play the balls when we got the ball, and mark a defence and stuff like that, and just some basics that the boys have really worked hard on this year has helped us get through, and it's good to see that skill level. I think that continued on from last year. We worked on a lot of skills and drills and of the basics of the game, and they've continued that this year, and it's showed our control's been a lot better.
How hard is it for the guys that are playing both codes at the same time, sometimes the same weekend, and do they make the switch smoothly?
Yeah, I think the guys that have probably been doing it for a while, they do it, and there's a few things you see there. There's some advantages and disadvantages, but I like to try and mix it up and take the advantages I can see that Union might bring to our game and put that into our game. But disadvantages are obviously not having that basic background of rugby league, but if they put the effort in this year and last year, and we've built that skill level up to a better level. So I think that's what's helped us get through. But we never try to knock them too much about playing the other code, because they love it down here. It's a rugby, stronghold province, and we can never, try and shy them away from that, and we just encourage them as long as they keep on coming back to league. We're happy with that.
And they're bringing some experience. You got P. Tavara, he's played some very important, big match games, and come the final, that's the sort of wise man you need.
Yeah, he's improved from week to week. He's great to coach because of his professional background, and I just picked some things. Spoke to him about a couple of things earlier, and in the games, and you talk to him at training about a certain aspect of his game, and he goes out there the next week and just does it and rectifies it, and he's just got better and better, and I'm expecting a real big one from him this week. So he's great to coach, and great for the boys to have him in the team with his background.
Without giving away too many tactics, because they might be watching, Canterbury, how would you like the game to start? How important is it to get on the front foot early?
Oh, I think it's quite important, that we start well and finish well, and in between it's a matter of, as I said to the boys, we are going to have lapses in the game where a concentration span kind of and drops off for a bit, but it's about shortening those periods rather than them having them too long, and lapse in concentration. That's what hurts us. So it's about us, trying to just stick to it for as long as we can, stay in the arm wrestle. If we do have a lapse in concentration, let's try and get over it as quick as we can and get back into the arm wrestle and keep dominating as much as we can. So you will be looking for a big start.
And what did you learn from your first experience? What are they going to throw at you, from what you've seen so far?
I think the first time round they're obviously strong. They ran hard, but at the end of the day, it's the same as any team. If they haven't got a lot of ball to run with, they won't grow as quick in confidence. And we just got to starve them of that ball, and make sure we get when we've got our sets of sixes to complete them, get to the kick, and put big pressure on defence with them, and just slow them down. But if you let them run, it's the same as any team. But Canterbury probably more so than ever, especially with some big boys in there. If they got more ball, they'll just grow in confidence the more ball they have, and if we keep on handing it over to them cheaply, we'll pay for it.
Got to remember too, these guys are amateurs, aren't they? They've got jobs to go to. They're out there in the pouring rain at 6 o'clock at night, because it just shows their dedication.
Yeah. As I said, their commitment's been fantastic this year, and we are an amateur sport, and the thing I love about it and love this game, these guys get out there and they play for the love of the game, the passion. We always got a lot of kids around us. The boys bring their kids, and everyone's welcome in our game. It's real fun, our atmosphere, and that's a great thing about it. And these guys are thriving on that, and it's good to have the public support, as I said, and. We just want them to do it for each other and for their family, and that's why they're there. That's why they're out there. They don't get paid or anything, but we're just proud of all of them for what they've achieved this year, and they're very committed to the game, which is great for us, Southland Rugby League.
It's obviously a prestige to win the title on the weekend. Is it a stepping stone to something else? Can you take on your northern opponents?
Yeah, they used to have that. I'm not quite sure where it goes from here, but I know there's a curtain raiser side being selected for the test match in Dunedin. It's a South Island invitation versus New Zealand University's team to curtain raise the New Zealand Great Britain team at Forsyth Bar Stadium on the 8th of November, I think, Tom. And so that's something they can aim for to make those teams. And from there, you just don't know. I'd like to see maybe a challenge from the North Island, but we've got to get over this one first. Canterbury's on our mind at the moment. We just really want to try and finish this job off. With that, we're pretty close to what we want to achieve this season. We've got one more game ahead of us, and hopefully after that we'll do whatever we can and try and maybe get some more challenges somewhere else.
So 2:30 Saturday afternoon, Rugby Park's the place to be. Every ounce of support you can muster would be appreciated.
We're just hoping the public can get out there and get behind us. We'd be rapt to see a good crowd there, and as I said, the boys will be giving it 100% for Southland and for each other and for rugby league.